Ladies and gentlemen, when we hear the word Shaolin, most of us immediately think of strength, martial arts, and discipline. Yet, behind the incredible skills of the Shaolin monks lies something even more powerful: their virtues. These virtues are not just lessons for fighters, but principles for life. They teach us how to find balance, how to respect ourselves and others, and how to live with purpose. Today, I want to share with you the timeless Shaolin virtues that have guided monks for centuries and can guide us in our daily lives as well. Discipline is the root of the Shaolin way, and without it, nothing else can stand. At the Shaolin Temple, every monk begins his day before sunrise, not because someone forces him, but because discipline is his greatest companion. It is discipline that teaches the body to obey the mind, and the mind to remain steady even in moments of weakness. Think of it this way: talent might give you a head start, but only discipline ensures that you reach the finish line. A Shaolin monk repeats the same movement thousands of times until it becomes a part of his very being. Why? Because mastery is not achieved by doing something once, but by practicing it daily with consistency. In our lives too, discipline is not about restriction, it is about freedom. The freedom to choose what is right instead of what is easy. The freedom to focus when distractions surround us. The freedom to rise each time we fall. Without discipline, our dreams remain just dreams, but with it, even the impossible becomes possible. Shaolin discipline also goes beyond physical training. It is a discipline of the heart and mind, discipline in speech, in thoughts, and in actions. It means controlling anger before it controls you, keeping promises when it is inconvenient, and showing up for yourself even when no one is watching. In short, discipline is the invisible thread that weaves together every Shaolin virtue. It is the first step toward greatness, because once you master discipline, you can master anything else in life. Respect is one of the pillars upon which the Shaolin way is built. At the Shaolin Temple, every bow, every gesture, every silence carries meaning. It is not ritual alone, but a deep acknowledgement of life and its value. When a Shaolin monk bows to his master, he is not only showing courtesy, he is honoring the years of wisdom, sacrifice, and dedication that have been passed down through generations. Respect begins with humility. It teaches us that no matter how skilled or strong we become, there is always someone or something greater than ourselves. In the Shaolin tradition, even the most experienced master still bows to the teachings of the past, to nature, and to the wisdom of the universe. This humility prevents arrogance and keeps the heart open to learning. But respect in Shaolin is not limited to masters or elders. It extends to brothers, students, opponents, and even the self. When monks train together, they show respect by helping each other improve rather than competing with hostility. Even in combat, respect is present. Striking an opponent is never about humiliation. It is about growth. It is a way of saying, I challenge you so that you may become stronger. Respect also means valuing nature. The Shaolin monks live in harmony with the mountains, rivers, and forests that surround the temple. They respect the silence of the morning, the strength of the wind, and the stillness of the stones. This awareness reminds us that respect is not just for people, but for all life around us. And perhaps most importantly, Shaolin respect begins within. To truly respect others, one must first respect oneself. This means honoring your body by caring for it, your mind by filling it with good thoughts, and your spirit by staying true to your values. Without self-respect, any act of respect toward others becomes empty. In life, respect opens doors that force can never break. It allows relationships to thrive, communities to grow, and individuals to find harmony within themselves and with the world. Respect is the invisible bridge between people, and once it is broken, trust crumbles. But when it is strong, it can hold the weight of generations. Compassion is the heartbeat of Shaolin. Many people see monks as fierce warriors, but what truly makes their strength meaningful is the compassion that guides it. Without compassion, power becomes dangerous. With compassion, power becomes protection. Shaolin monks are trained to defend, not to harm. Every movement, every technique, and every strike carries a philosophy never to destroy, but to preserve. Their compassion is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is the understanding that life is sacred, that even an enemy is still a human being, and that true mastery is the ability to protect without hatred. Compassion also extends beyond combat. In the temple, monks practice kindness in small, daily actions. They share food, help each other during training, and care for the sick and elderly. These gestures may seem simple, but they build a culture where every individual feels valued. True Shaolin compassion is not only directed outward, it also turns inward. It means forgiving oneself for mistakes, showing patience in personal growth, and treating one's own body with care. Many of us push ourselves harshly, criticizing every flaw. But the Shaolin path reminds us, how can you show kindness to others if you are unkind to yourself? Compassion is also seen in the way monks interact with the natural world. They walk gently, aware that every step touches the earth that sustains them. They see the trees as teachers of patience, the rivers as lessons in flow, and the animals as companions in existence. This deep respect for all forms of life arises from compassion. In our own lives, compassion can transform relationships, workplaces, and even conflicts. A single act of compassion, a listening ear, a forgiving word, a helping hand, has the power to heal wounds that anger cannot. When we act with compassion, we are not only helping others, we are nurturing our own humanity. Shaolin compassion reminds us that true strength is not measured by how hard we can strike, but by how deeply we can care. It is not about conquering others, but about conquering the selfishness and indifference within ourselves. Patience is one of the greatest virtues of the Shaolin path. At the temple, monks understand that mastery cannot be rushed. A single kick may take weeks to perfect. A single stance may take months to hold without shaking, and true understanding may take a lifetime. Patience is not simply waiting. It is enduring, persisting, and trusting the process without complaint. In Shaolin training, progress is often invisible in the beginning. A monk may practice the same movement day after day, feeling no change. Muscles ache, the body trembles, and the mind whispers, "Give up." Yet it is patience that silences that voice. It is patience that allows small improvements to gather quietly until one day transformation becomes undeniable. Patience also teaches resilience. When a monk falls, he does not see failure, he sees a chance to rise stronger. He accepts that mistakes are not the end of the path, but stepping stones along it. This lesson applies to every aspect of life. We often want quick results, success in a career, change in habits, or growth in relationships, but without patience, frustration takes over and we abandon the journey. The Shaolin way reminds us everything meaningful requires time. Patience is also deeply tied to self-control. It is the ability to remain calm when anger rises, to hold steady when fear strikes, and to continue moving forward even when progress feels invisible. A Shaolin monk practices patience not only in training, but in living, speaking with thought instead of haste, listening before judging, and waiting for the right moment instead of rushing into action. Nature itself teaches patience. A tree does not grow tall overnight. It pushes its roots deeper into the soil year after year. A river does not carve valleys in a day. It flows gently, persistently, shaping even the hardest stone. Shaolin monks study these truths and mirror them in their own journey. In our modern lives, patience may be even harder to practice. We live in a world of instant gratification. Messages arrive in seconds, meals are ready in minutes, and entertainment is always at our fingertips. But true growth, true mastery, and true wisdom still follow the timeless law of patience. Just as no monk can become a master in a week, no person can build a life of depth and meaning without time, consistency, and endurance. Patience transforms frustration into perseverance, weakness into strength, and doubt into clarity. It is not passive, it is active endurance, the quiet power to keep moving even when the destination feels far away. Perseverance is the spirit of never giving up, no matter how many times life knocks you down. In the Shaolin Temple, this virtue is ingrained into every practice, every challenge, and every moment of struggle. The monks know that true mastery is not about how fast you succeed, but how firmly you stand when faced with difficulties. During training, perseverance is tested constantly. A monk may be asked to hold a stance for hours, until his legs burn and his body trembles. In those moments, the mind screams for relief, but perseverance whispers, "Stay." With each breath, the monk learns that pain is not an enemy but a teacher, guiding him toward resilience. The body may want to quit, but perseverance strengthens the spirit to continue. Perseverance is not stubbornness, it is purposeful endurance. It is the ability to keep walking even when the path feels endless, to rise again after failure, and to face obstacles with the belief that they are part of the journey, not the end of it. Every fall in Shaolin training is followed by a rise, every mistake by a correction, every setback by renewed effort. This is the rhythm of perseverance. Life itself is a test of perseverance. We dream of success, but the road is filled with challenges, failures, doubts, rejections, and delays. Many people stop when things get hard. Believing the struggle means they are not meant to succeed. But the Shaolin way teaches that struggle is proof you are moving forward. Every hardship is an invitation to grow, every obstacle a chance to strengthen your will. Consider water flowing through the mountains. A single drop seems weak, but as it continues to flow, day after day, year after year, it carves valleys and shapes stone. That is the power of perseverance, quiet, steady, unstoppable. Perseverance also fuels inner growth. It means staying committed to your principles when the world tempts you to compromise, continuing your practice when no one is watching, and holding to your values when it would be easier to abandon them. It is the fire that keeps the heart alive during cold times. In Shaolin philosophy, perseverance is the bridge between effort and achievement. Talent, intelligence, or strength may open doors, but only perseverance allows you to walk through them fully. A monk does not become wise in a single season. It takes years of falling, rising, and continuing. In the same way, our lives require the same unshakable persistence to reach true fulfillment. Harmony is at the heart of Shaolin philosophy. It is the balance between body and mind, strength and softness, effort and stillness. Without harmony, even great skill loses its meaning. But when harmony is present, life flows like water, steady, calm, and powerful. At the Shaolin Temple, monks are taught that training is not just about the body. It is about uniting the physical with the mental and the spiritual. When the body moves but the mind is restless, movements become clumsy. When the mind is sharp but the body is weak, ideas remain unfulfilled. Harmony comes when body, mind, and spirit act as one. This union creates not just fighters, but complete human beings. Harmony also exists between strength and softness. The Shaolin arts are filled with explosive power, yet they are equally rooted in gentleness. A monk strikes with force, but retreats with calm. He knows when to push forward and when to step back. This principle reflects life itself. Too much hardness breaks us. Too much softness weakens us. Balance is the key. Living in harmony also means aligning with the natural world. Shaolin monks study the seasons, the cycles of day and night, and the rhythm of life around them. They eat with awareness, breathe with intention, and walk with mindfulness. By respecting nature's flow, they remind us that we too are part of this greater order. When we live against nature, we suffer. When we live in harmony with it, we thrive. On a personal level, harmony is the ability to find peace within. In today's world, stress, noise, and endless demands pull us in every direction. Harmony teaches us to pause, to breathe, and to center ourselves. It means not letting anger control our actions, not letting fear dictate our choices, and not letting greed blind us to what truly matters. Inner harmony creates clarity, and clarity creates strength. In relationships, harmony is the bridge that keeps connections alive. It is listening as much as speaking, giving as much as receiving, and respecting differences without conflict. Shaolin monks practice harmony in their community by supporting one another, sharing their burdens, and celebrating each other's growth. Their example shows us that true unity does not mean sameness. It means balance between unique individuals. Harmony also extends to how we balance our ambitions and our well-being. Many people chase success so hard that they lose their health, their family, and their peace of mind. But the Shaolin path teaches that achievement without harmony is emptiness. To live fully, we must balance work with rest, action with reflection, and progress with gratitude. Ultimately, harmony is not about perfection. It is about balance. It is about learning to move with life instead of against it, to adapt without losing oneself, and to create peace within so that peace can spread outward. Courage in the Shaolin tradition is not about charging into battle without fear. It is about standing firm in the face of fear and acting with wisdom. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. A Shaolin monk acknowledges fear, but he does not allow it to control his actions. Instead, he transforms it into energy, focus, and clarity. During training, courage is tested in countless ways. A monk may be asked to face pain, exhaustion, or the possibility of failure. Each test is designed not to break him, but to awaken his inner strength. The courage to keep going despite trembling legs, despite doubt in the mind, and despite the weight of challenge is what shapes the Shaolin spirit. Courage also means facing the truth. It takes courage to admit mistakes, to confront weaknesses, and to accept that growth requires change. Many people hide from their flaws out of fear, but a Shaolin monk looks inward with honesty. He understands that courage is not about pretending to be unbreakable. It is about having the strength to face vulnerability and rise above it. In life, courage shows itself in moments both great and small. It is the courage to speak the truth when silence feels safer, the courage to stand up for justice, even when standing alone, the courage to take the first step toward a dream when failure seems certain. And sometimes it is the quiet courage simply to endure through sickness, through loss, through hardship, without letting the spirit be crushed. Courage is also compassion in action. To protect someone weaker than yourself, to forgive when revenge seems easier, to love when fear of rejection lingers, all of these require immense courage. Shaolin monks do not see courage as aggression, they see it as strength guided by wisdom and compassion. Even in combat, courage is not about overpowering an opponent, it is about maintaining calmness in the storm, clarity in chaos, and control when emotions run high. A monk who panics is defeated before the battle begins. A monk with courage remains steady, not because he knows the outcome, but because he trusts himself in the process. Courage also means facing the unknown. Life often places us at crossroads with no certainty of what lies ahead. Fear tempts us to remain where it feels safe, but growth lives beyond the comfort zone. Shaolin courage is the step into uncertainty, the willingness to embrace challenge, and the confidence to walk paths that others may avoid. Above all, courage is about choosing what is right over what is easy. It is the willingness to stand for principles, to hold to discipline, and to remain compassionate, even when the world tests you otherwise. This is why courage in the Shaolin path is not loud or reckless. It is quiet, steady, and unwavering. Wisdom is the crown of the Shaolin virtues. It is the highest level of mastery, because without wisdom, strength is blind, courage is reckless, and discipline is empty. Wisdom is not simply knowledge, it is the ability to see clearly, to act rightly, and to live in harmony with truth. At the Shaolin Temple, monks spend years not only training the body, but also cultivating the mind. They study philosophy, meditate in silence, and reflect on their actions. For them, wisdom is not something given, it is something earned through experience, patience, and deep observation of life. A powerful punch may defeat an opponent, but wisdom prevents unnecessary battles altogether. Wisdom is knowing when to act and when to remain still. Sometimes true strength lies in restraint, in choosing peace over conflict, or in walking away from situations that do not serve growth. A Shaolin monk does not seek to prove himself to the world. Instead, he listens to the voice of wisdom within, which guides him to act with clarity rather than impulse. Wisdom also teaches balance. In life, we often lean too far in one direction, too much ambition, and we lose peace, too much comfort, and we lose progress. Wisdom helps us find the middle path, the way of balance that allows us to grow without losing harmony. Just as water can be both soft and powerful, wisdom helps us adapt without losing our essence. True wisdom also comes from humility. The Shaolin masters, despite their great skill, remain lifelong students. They understand that wisdom is endless, and the moment we believe we know everything is the moment we stop learning. This humility allows them to approach life with curiosity, openness, and respect for every lesson, no matter how small. Wisdom is also compassion in practice. It is seeing beyond the surface, recognizing the struggles hidden in others, and choosing kindness where judgment could have been easier. A wise person does not use knowledge to dominate, but to uplift. In this way, wisdom becomes a light, not only for oneself, but for all those around. In everyday life, wisdom means making choices that align with long-term growth instead of short-term satisfaction. It means pausing before reacting, understanding before deciding, and acting with awareness of consequences. Wisdom is not about knowing every answer. It is about asking the right questions and being willing to listen to what life teaches. At its essence, Shaolin wisdom transforms strength into service, courage into protection, and discipline into purpose. It is the silent guide that directs all other virtues, ensuring they are not misused but applied in a way that brings peace, growth, and harmony to the world. The Shaolin path is not just about martial arts, it is about life itself. The virtues of discipline, respect, compassion, patience, perseverance, harmony, courage, and wisdom are not distant ideals reserved for monks. They are tools that each of us can practice in our daily lives. When we embody these virtues, we learn to master not only our bodies, but also our minds, our relationships, and our choices. We learn that true strength is not measured by how high we can kick or how hard we can strike, but by how deeply we can live with purpose, humility, and compassion. The Shaolin monks remind us that greatness is not found in defeating others, it is found in conquering the self. And when we live by these timeless virtues, we not only uplift ourselves, but we also inspire and strengthen the world around us. So let us remember the real power of Shaolin lies not in the fists, but in the heart.